So we've got a classic car here. This is a Holden HJ. So that shape from HQ to HZ, I believe they are. Similar car, your Fords were manufactured similar internally as far as what they've got under the carpet. Now this car's had full paint, a restoration so to speak. It's had a moulded carpet put in. Customers come to us, said, the car's still noisy, can you quieten it down? Now, we're going to show you what's actually under these carpets. So this is a reproduced carpet. Now this one particularly is a loop pile carpet, which it's not a cut, so the loop's actually like a complete U, where the cut pile, they cut it in half and they spike up. This is what they had in the time, so they've replaced it. And then underneath, I'm going to show you here, what they've got is purely a bit of, now this stuff is disappointingly thin, this underlay. This is, quality to me is pretty low. It's not much different to a removalist blanket really. That's what's underneath. Actually, I can see the road there. This is interesting. A couple of holes that either don't have grommets or haven't been welded up. Now, it's quite tinny. Everything's pretty light and drummy, particularly in this rear cargo area too here, where you got all the diff. And in a wagon, it's part of the interior environment, so the car's going to be noisy. We're going to put dampening sheets on this to control that panel resonance, which will get rid of this tinning. And we're going to replace the underlay in this. Now we've got something that we call plush, which is our new plush underlay, which is a removable for you classic guys that want to replicate what's here, but it's at the thickness that you're going to expect, you know, of a material to put it in your car. I think if you buy this one, you're going to get it and go, a little bit disappointed. So your moulded carpet here, these usually come in two pieces and they've been pressed. I'll just get on this tunnel here. They've been pressed into the shape. So it's got the transmission tunnel shape in there that you cut these guys to size. On a car like this, they're pretty easy to do. You put your rear and your front one in. You might have to cut around if you've got console mounts and some seat mounts like that's happened here. And then your sill trims cover up the edge and it gives you, you know, that finished result. First and foremost though is controlling your noise and getting the right underlay in those areas. So the Firewall 2 on this car, it doesn't have any sort of firewall blanket. That's all she's got. That's all she wrote. Not much. Ideally before paint stage, what we would have done is make a firewall blanket, then put all that heater vac system in. There's not a lot under this dash, so we can have an attempt at putting some sort of blanket in on the interior side to help reduce that noise. But we're going to go through, dampen this and put in our new plush underlay in the areas, put the carpet back in, put it back together, and then it's going to be much more quiet, I guess, and keep a bit of heat down. It's more comfortable to drive. So we've got our firewall sorted out, we've got our template made, and then we turn that into an actual sound barrier mat. We've got our underlay in, which you can see here, we've reduced some of the thickness, so every car is going to be different. Now we know the, I guess, seat clamps down directly over the carpet in this and pinches it to the floor. We've halved this where we've made a cutout and thinned down the material so it'll squash down the seat can clamp down. Now we throw this in position and you can see all the holes line up. Now the thing I love about this is that it's so limp that the fibres will work in themselves and they won't crease or buckle. So you can get away with a bit there. We've made a small cut here in this firewall and we might neaten up that cut so the lines run through, a bit of OCD for you there. But around the trans tunnel, we knew it was a little bit baggy where that moulded carpet sat. So what we actually did was use some offcuts here. And you can see we padded it out. There's a couple of lumps and bumps that weren't very pleasing when you put the carpet in. Now when we throw this in, this flows out over it, sits quite nice. I'm not going to glue this in. We're going to just leave it down there. If you've got any concerns that it might be a little baggy, you can lightly spray it and tack it down. I wouldn't go over the top and laminate it. Otherwise, you know, when you go to pull it out to do something else to the car, you might have issues there. So we'll get the carpet in and get it finished. So now we've got our carpet all back in and our seats back in and we've got our sill trims back on. We'll show you our doors. So we've got the factory door trim here. We're just going to take that off. Now we've actually already been in here. Now the GMs of this period, or cars in general in the 70s, had a heavy sort of textured coating on that outer skin. Now there's not much we can do there because it's being textured, it's hard to stick to, and it's almost waxy like, it's not smooth like paint surface, so our self-adhesive products aren't going to stick to it. Also, the shape in this specific model of car, it's got a lot of section in it too. So the panels, it's not too bad. But what you do notice with these 70s vehicles is they don't have much cutout. So there's a lot of tin in this inner door structure. So what we've done is just strategically placed our dampening mats on these sort of key areas. And we've also used our door restore kit. Now, I'll show you an image here just of what was on here. So the panel shop had had a go at it, and they'd used what looks to be like what you'd use to mask up the car. So very thin plastic that you can basically put your hand through, and then just masking tape it with a bit of a strategy that you can see there. What we've got is our door restore kit, which for your doors, later model stuff that's got a lot more openings, you'll typically see these as the whole vapor barrier. Now that's designed to stop any moisture. So say rain that gets down in there, the back of your door card, now your door card being, this is a reproduction style in a MDF. Typically they're a masonite, but over the years that moisture can make these swell and expand and deteriorate. So this just seals it up. So we've replaced that with the plastic there, and then we've also used some of the dampening sheets. Something we did have to be mindful of in this one is the packaging. So each car is different, but this style of clip that is designed to clip straight in, and then the vinyl or the upholstery is designed to go hard up. We haven't got much thickness there. So we've done this, we've checked fitment, we're all good, we're happy with that, that's going to seal it up. We'll get the car back together and job done. Take it for a drive.